Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the quiz of the week. Well, a quiz in 1 week, if you were. It is time to stop asking you the questions and to start asking our team the questions. We're often asking for your best questions for our programming on Sky F1, but we thought we'd put our team to the test and enjoy a cavalcade of quizziness for this week. So, presenting our first three contestants, Rachel Brookes, Damon Hill and Craig Slater. Good day to the three of you. How are we all?
Hiya, Crofty. Really good, really good.
Are you open to bribes is my first question.
Listen, we have no budget for this show. I'm open to as many bribes as you will. You've all picked a specialist subject. So I tell you what, let's find out what your specialist subject is before we go any further. Craig Slater, you'll be answering questions today on?
Sir Alex Ferguson. But I've got a problem. I always wanted to read this book. That's why I chose it as the specialist subject. I've got to page 226. Of 494. So if you could keep the questions to Alex Ferguson, the first 20 years of his management career, that would be brilliant.
Listen, you've barely got to the stage where he became a record transfer fee between two Scottish clubs when he went for 65 grand all those years ago. Doing my research on your behalf. Damon Hill, what is your specialist subject?
I've gone for a music subject to probably the most. There's probably too much info. I've just realised I've chosen the wrong one because I've chosen the Beatles, and basically there's so much information. You could ask me very, very obscure questions and I'd never get it. But if you said, could you hum one of the Beatles songs, that would be an easy one to answer.
Yeah, we probably will ask you a few obscure questions. And what is your favourite Beatles album?
Well, there you go. You got me already. The White Album.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with Alan Partridge. Greatest hits. I think would
the
be
best of the Beatles, Crofty. Yes.
Best of the Beatles.
Well, the number ones. They did have an album of number ones which went to number one. Oh, I'm answering a question.
Hey, see? Don't get any bonus points for this, but you're sounding clever. Rachel, your specialist subject.
Yeah, my specialist subject, Crofty, is Friends, which is, I think I've gone, well, I thought I'd gone for an easy one because it's on all the time at the moment. We're all stuck indoors. There's permanently episodes playing. But I know you're a fan as well, which means the questions are going to be doubly hard.
I have been watching every single episode and triple checking my facts on that one. So let's start with you. In a minute, we'll ask you questions about Formula One. We'll ask you about each other and how well you know your Sky Sports teammates. And I've got three specialist subject rounds at the end from which you can choose from. But let's go with round one, the specialist subject round. If you get an answer wrong, I will offer it out to the other two. So put your hand up, Damon or Craig, if you want to answer these questions. Rachel, are you ready?
Yes.
1 point for each question. Here we go. What is the name of Phoebe's alter ego?
Regina Phalange.
See, it's an easy question to start off with. No problems. When Monaco and Chandler got married, what kind of uniform did Joey wear whilst officiating the marriage ceremony?
He was dressed as a soldier.
And why was he dressed as a soldier, Rachel?
Because he'd come from a film set.
With Gary Oldman, absolutely correct. See, she knows her stuff, but what was the name of Joey's penguin that Emma loved?
Hugsy.
I didn't even have to offer multiple choice. This is too easy. How many times has Ross been married?
3. Because he married Carol, he married Emily, and he married Rachel.
There you are. Honestly, we know too much about Friends here. And Rachel Green, finally, is afraid of which playground equipment?
I'm going to guess a seesaw.
No, is the wrong answer. Which playground equipment? Damon or Craig, would you like to get a bonus point here?
Yeah, I'd say the roundabout.
You see, you'd think it would be the roundabout, but it's not. Craig?
I'll go for a swing.
See, every single person has to be afraid of something stupid. She was afraid of swings.
Yes!
Craig,
I need that. I think I'll need that in the bank for later. Yeah.
I tell you what, though, Rachel, that is pretty darn good work there. How often do you watch Friends?
I think I've probably seen each episode maybe about 10 times.
And it
Oh
shows.
my God.
Very good. 4 out of 5 for Rachel there. We'll move on to Craig's specialist subject, the life and times of Sir Alex Ferguson. Which club did Sir Alex Ferguson begin his managerial career with?
I know that. It's East Stirlingshire. That's near the start of the book, thank God.
Yeah, that's on page 25. Well done. Fergie led Aberdeen to the Scottish title in 1980, but which European trophy did they win under his management in 1983?
That's Easy. The Cup Winners' Cup, Real Madrid in the final, 2-1, John Hewitt in extra time.
See, was that in the book?
I've got to that point, yes. I'm about to run out of the story, though, now. Yeah.
I don't think you've got to this stage. So question number 3. Who did Manchester United beat in the FA Cup final in 1990 to win their first trophy under Sir Alex?
Yes, Crystal Palace. I remember that one. Jim Leighton dropped. Gosh, who came in goal? I've forgotten. But Les Seeley. The Les Seeley Cup final, Crofty.
That's right. 3-3 in the first leg, 1-0 in the replay. How many different trophies did Sir Alex win as a manager?
He doesn't count the Charity Shields and the Super Cups, but I'll count them. I'm going to guess Scotland and England.
I can give you a multiple choice.
20?
Well, I was going to give you a multiple choice of 29, 49 or 69.
Good grief. Surely 29.
All right, Damon or Rachel? Rachel's in there first.
I'm going to guess 49.
49 was the correct answer.
Oh, well done. Fair enough.
Excellent. Finally, Craig, Fergie briefly managed Scotland and took them to the 1986 World Cup. This is probably too easy for you, but which side did they beat in the playoff?
Australia. Yes, Australia. Frank McAvenny, I think, with one of the goals. Yes.
God, love him.
You love him. Yes, you remember him, Crofty.
The other day of my son with Frank McAvenny. It just made me smile. Frank McAvenny always had that effect on me. Yes, it was Australia. Craig, 4 out of 5. That is good. I like it. Damon, we come to you. David, did you just raise your eyebrows because you're worried, scared?
Well, I raised them because I'm rather put off by the fact that my fellow competitors have virtually got every single question right so far. So this could be disastrous.
Well, listen, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of getting this first question right. Who was the first Beatle to cross Abbey Road on the album cover?
That's Lennon.
Yeah.
That is John Lennon. Well done. Do you know that? By the way, I didn't know this. You probably did. 11:35 a.m. on Friday the 8th of August, 1969, that photo was taken, and a British bobby held up the traffic while they took 6 pictures. I mean, 6 pictures in 10 minutes. I mean, that's slow work at the best of times, isn't it?
It was the Beatles. I mean,
Fair.
they held up.
What was the registration on the parked car? Do you remember, Damon?
Oh, the Beatle.
The registration on the parked car at Abbey Road.
I don't remember the registration. No, I'm not that nerdy. That's deep.
It was 28 because the rumor was that Paul had died and he was 28. That was the rumor.
Wow, good knowledge.
That's a good story.
By the way, I want Craig Slater on my next pub quiz team. That's fantastic.
Does he get a bonus for that?
No.
He doesn't. He looks ever so good, to be fair. Question number 2, Damon. What's Paul McCartney's middle name?
Oh, crumbs. I haven't got a clue. Paul, let me think. Paul John?
No, it's not. What's Paul McCartney's middle name? Rachel or Craig, you can steal.
Nigel.
Nigel? Rachel, Craig?
I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm guessing Gerard. It sounds like a sort of Irish name. I don't know.
No, Rachel?
Liam.
It's Paul.
What?
Oh, so his first name's something else.
James Paul McCartney.
James Paul.
You see. Released on the 5th of October, 1962. What was the Beatles' first single? Was it Twist and Shout, Please Please Me, or Love Me Do?
Well, that's a trick question because their first number 1 was Love Me Do, but Please Please Me was the first single release.
It wasn't.
Oh, God.
Why don't you go for the first thing you said there, Damon?
Well, Love Me Do then.
Yeah, correct. Well done. Excellent.
Crofty, little known fact, the night they had their first number 1, the Beatles went to celebrate in the Cavern Club. And they went along there. They didn't have enough money yet to buy drinks from their record sales. And my mum was there with her friend and they bought them drinks that night and got to know them. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She was an air hostess in those days. So they were really glamorous in the 60s. And so, she was born and brought up around there. And there's a photo of her with the Beatles the night they had their first number 1 single in a back room in the Cavern Club.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And if you bumped into Paul McCartney, would he buy you a drink now? No, he wouldn't.
They've got it signed now as well. I'm trying to get it in the will, but I'm fighting my brothers and sisters for it.
I love it. Right, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Let's turn to that, Damon. Which of these famous people didn't appear on the front cover? Marilyn Monroe, Humphrey Bogart, or Oscar Wilde?
What was the first one?
Marilyn Monroe, Humphrey Bogart, or Oscar?
It's Marilyn Monroe, because it's not actually, it's Doris Day, isn't it? That's there. So the other two are that Oscar Wilde?
No. Go on.
Humphrey Bogart, then.
Yes, Humphrey Bogart is the correct answer.
Oh, Damon! I'm bad now.
You narrowed the choice down, Damon, to one there for us. Right. I'll give you a multiple choice on this as well. Other than his drumming ability, which other factor influenced the band when they asked Ringo to join them? He had a car, they fancied his mum, or he had a big house they could rehearse in? Was it a car?
Well, he didn't have a big house.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Big house.
Yeah. So I mean, the car. Usually, it's the car. I think that's how Bill Wyman got in the Stones.
Honestly, what other way would Ringo Starr get into the Beatles than the fact that he had a Zephyr Zodiac?
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is
Very
the correct answer, which means at the end of that first round, Damon Hill, world champion, has 3 points. Craig Slater, genius, has 5 points. Rachel Brookes, by virtue of the fact she stays in a lot and watches telly, has 6 points. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Very good. Right, we move swiftly on to round 2. You've got to shout out your name on this one because it's all against each other. 1 point for each answer. We move on to the Formula One round and we ask, which driver won all 3 World Championship Indian Grand Prix?
Craig Slater.
Craig Slater.
Sebastian Vettel.
Sebastian Vettel is the correct answer. Chinese Grand Prix in 2019 was celebrated as the 1000th race, but which driver celebrated after being voted Driver of the Day that day? Was it Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, Alex Albon, or Carlos Sainz? Damon.
Oh God, you've got a list there, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, okay.
So what were you?
Alex Albon. Alex Albon.
Love it. What were you going to say originally?
I was going to say Danny Ricciardo. Didn't he win it?
Yeah, and he changed his mind after hearing the list and got it right. Started in the pit lane, finished.
Dad, David.
Magnificent. James Hunt and John Alesi, the only 2 F1 drivers to achieve what? What have James Hunt and John Alesi achieved that no other F1 driver has ever managed, ever, ever, ever? This is, by the way, my favourite stat ever. I'll give you a clue. It wasn't just the fact that they won that caused them to celebrate that day.
No, you got us there.
I think we have.
We need a bit of a clue.
James Hunt did it in 1967 at Zandvoort. John Alesi did it in 1995 in Montreal. Rachel.
Did they win on their birthdays?
They won on their birthday. Lots of drivers have had a chance to do it since. Only John Alesi and James Hunt have ever achieved it. The 2009 Belgian Grand Prix was the first podium for Force India. Which driver finished second that day to earn that podium?
Rachel. I was going to say, no, it's not Sergio Perez. No, forget it.
Not Sergio Perez.
Craig. Was it Fisichella?
It was Fisichella.
Yeah, it was.
Lucky rabbit.
Giancarlo Fisichella, yeah.
Where did Martin Brundle take his first podium in Formula One? Was it Spa, Silverstone, or Monza?
Rachel.
Oh. No. Damon, you got a choice of 2, Silverstone or Monza.
I'm going to say Silverstone.
Craig, you got a
Monza,
choice.
Yes.
Right out my mouth.
Don't you just know it's never your day, Damon, when you
Happy
got
days,
50 choice and you get it wrong. Right, how many drivers had won the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka from the second row of the grid before Valtteri Bottas, starting 3rd, did it last season? Was it 15, 10, 5, or 0?
0. Damon, 0.
Honestly, Damon, when you get an answer right, it is so worth waiting for. 0. Nobody had achieved it from the second row of the grid before Valtteri. Brilliant answer. Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz What was the final qualifying head-to-head result in 2000? Rachel?
11-10 to Lando.
Correct.
It was 11-10 to
Yes.
Lando. She's quick, that girl. Who was the last American driver to score a podium in Formula One? Oh, listen to this.
Craig. Mario Andretti.
Half right, but I can't give you a
Oh,
point.
Michael Andretti. Oh, jeez. Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Rachel.
Yeah, me. I know.
Rachel?
Michael Andretti.
What's Michael Andretti? I don't know how you got that answer. Very good.
I'm just stealing here. I feel like
How many did he get? He couldn't have got that many.
You're just getting all the goals from other people.
2 more questions to go in this F1 round. Sebastian Vettel, as we know, was totally robbed of victory in Canada last season. But at what corner did he run onto the grass before rejoining the track and accidentally forcing Lewis Hamilton to slam on his brakes? Rachel?
Is it turn 9?
Nope.
Turn 3. Oh, Damon, turn 3.
Close but no cigar. I'm afraid there, Damon.
6. Craig, turn 6.
It's turn 4.
Oh.
No, but hang on. No, he went off at 3 and he came back on at 4. That's.
He cut the grass at 4. I think that's the
Damon.
saying. Yeah.
Damon, turn 1, left-hander at the end of the main straight.
Are you going to tell me where the corners are in Canada?
Turn 2, the right-hander that takes you round. Turn 3, the little left kink, and then turn 4 goes right again.
Turn 4 goes right again?
Yeah, turn 4 is a right-hander.
Okay. There's only really 3 corners. There's turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 when he went off, and turn 4 when he came on. The rest are just bends.
Bends, chicanes and straights. And finally, in this round, Sweden's Slim Borgard finished a career best 6 at the British Grand Prix in 1981. But which band was he the drummer for?
Craig.
Yes.
I'm going to guess Europe.
No, close. Well, not close, but it is a European band, yes.
Yeah, Final Countdown, I was thinking. Yeah.
No. It was 1981. He would have been a very old drummer for Europe if he was racing in 1981, to be honest.
Hang on.
Which band was he the drummer for? And they actually sponsored his car and were so delighted with his performance, turned up at the next race at Hockenheim.
Only other Swedish band I know is Aha, and I know their drummer wasn't him.
They're Norwegian.
Well, they're Norwegian.
They're Norwegian.
Oh, I don't know any Swedish.
Surely not ABBA.
Craig, say it.
Surely not ABBA.
Surely it is ABBA.
Really? Gosh.
He was the drummer for ABBA.
ABBA's drummer.
They didn't have they were a 4-piece, obviously, but yeah, he would have been the session drummer, I guess. Or whatever.
ABBA's drummer, he knew Bjorn. I think they were in a band together a long time before. But Slim Borgard, he had an ATS Ford, and on big letters on the side of the car, it said ABBA. ABBA the car.
Damon Hill, for a man whose karaoke specially is Gimme, 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 A Man After Midnight, that's a shocking failure.
Craig, shut up. That's just spreading absolutely fallacious nonsense.
It's not. I've seen you do it. You were marvellous, to be fair. Did it work? Anyway, here are the scores at the end of 2 rounds, halfway almost, in this contest. Rachel has 9 points. Craig has 9 points. Damon has 5 points.
Oh, no.
This is getting close. Right. We move on to how well do you know your Sky F1 teammates? I shall not be offering this out to a bonus point. It's you on your own, I'm afraid. So let's start off, Damon, with you. You are going to be answering questions on Rachel Brookes. How well do you know Rachel Brookes? We're going to find out. Rachel's won many awards over the years, but which one of these did she actually win? Was it an award for the best legs in Bognor? Was it an award for the best stunt? Or was it an award for the best Christmas cake?
I'm going to go for the best stunt.
The best stunt?
Rachel I don't know what it was, but
legs.
Try that one.
Really.
It's correct.
It's the best stunt. What did you do?
When I was working in radio, and to be fair, I was working on a breakfast show, and we had a guy called Maximum Bob, who was like our sidekick, and he would go out and do the stunts. But because it was part of the breakfast show, we won the award for the best stunt for our breakfast show for him. So I've got a little certificate here somewhere that says best stunt at the Global Awards or whatever awards it was that year, GCAP Awards.
Love it.
We're learning all the time.
I haven't got any awards at all. I'd take that. Best done. At the 1997 Brit Awards, what happened to Rachel? Did she end up getting drunk with the Manic Street Preachers and woke up somewhere in Wales? Did she ask for a selfie with Skunk and Nancy? Or did somebody try to punch her at the blackjack table?
I'm going to say, because I don't know the answer, but it sounds like a much more interesting story. She woke up in Wales with Manic Street Preachers.
See, wouldn't that be great? Getting drunk with the Manic Street Preachers. But Rachel, it wasn't the right answer, was it?
No, someone tried to punch me at the blackjack table. I was dealing blackjack. I was working for an events company. It was my first job out of school. And I was dealing blackjack at the table, and the guy lost, and he took a swing at me. And as he did it, he knocked the whole blackjack table onto my foot, but he was swiftly removed from the party.
Yeah, so there.
Dangerous life. She's got stunts, people punching her. I mean, she's got another side to her, Rachel, that we can only imagine about.
You wait for question 3. Rachel has many skills. But which one of these is actually true? She can juggle, she can play the oboe, or she can ride a unicycle?
I'm going to say she can play the oboe. Why are you laughing? It's obviously not right then.
When I wrote this question, I so knew that you did give that answer. Rachel, what's the answer?
I can juggle. I should have had something here to show you, but I can juggle.
Yeah. Can you juggle oboes?
No, I did try the recorder at school and I was so bad. I'm not musical at all.
You've got time when we get back to racing again. If you can bring some oboes along and juggle with them, just to keep Damon happy, that would be fun. Which member, Damon, of the royal family did Rachel once give a bunch of flowers to? Princess Margaret, Princess Anne, or Princess Diana?
I'd say Princess Diana, yeah.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? Was it Diana, Rachel?
It was Princess Anne.
Oh, no.
When I was tiny, our village was celebrating, I think it was, I can't remember how many years it was, but she came down to this, we had a medieval fete and stuff, and she came down and I presented her with a little bunch of flowers.
Oh, bless. Right, you got a 50-50 chance, champ. Rachel is a very, very clever girl, but she once got 6% in a history exam and even spelt her name wrong. True or false?
Oh, no. False.
It's true.
Sorry, Rachel.
But I'd done a gym routine in the lunch break before the exam, and I'd fallen head first off the horse at its highest height, or the box, I think it's called, at its highest height. And I told the teacher that I think I'd knocked all the history out of my head doing that.
I love this. Damon, that's twice you've had a 50-50 question, and that's twice it hasn't gone your way. I'm rooting for a third go for you here.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Okay, come on then. Try me.
Right. No, that's the end of that round for you.
Oh, it's done. Okay.
We move on to Craig Slater. Craig Slater, who's answering questions about Damon Hill. Right. Which particular part of his golf game does Damon say he's very good at? Driving, chipping, or putting? I mean, to be fair,
he quite often drifts away in the run-up to doing live segments by practicing his swing.
Yeah.
You're talking to him and he's somewhere else.
He's always practicing.
So I'm going to go chipping.
See, he's remodeled his swing more times than Nick Faldo, but what is the best part of your game, champ?
I was going to say putting.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I mean, it's all just as bad as the other.
He has a lot of concentration. Putting it is. Damon once had a job in Putney. Did he work at a rat dyeing factory? Did he work behind the bar at the Half Moon pub? Or was he a librarian?
I think I know this because I've seen a picture of you at the Half Moon pub in Putney. I think it's a meeting point for you and some of your old friends. So I'm going to go behind the bar in Putney.
No, he was on the other side of the bar, not behind the bar. Damon, what was the answer?
Well, the answer is I actually, not far from the Half Moon, it's the other side of Putney Bridge Road, but it was a fur dyeing factory that made pink slippers out of dead rats. And these crates of, my worst, definitely by far the worst job, and the crates, boxes of dead rats with pelts would come in and you'd have to chuck them in vats of ammonia and then rub kind of chemicals into them and make them, oh, it's disgusting. You don't want that.
Why did you do that?
Why do you do any job? You know, I mean, it was the career opportunities that came from it. I became world champion.
Yeah.
You know, it was an unusual route.
This is what's wrong with Formula One today. None of the recent world champions have made pink slippers out of dead rats. You know, honestly, they don't know what real life's all about, do they, Damon?
Probably they know a little bit, but not that bit.
Right. What are Damon's middle names? Is it Graham Boris, Graham Ashley, or Graham Devereaux?
No, I think it's Devereaux, isn't it? Graham Devereaux. Yes.
I do believe, Damon.
Is that your
Graham
mother's
Devereaux.
side? Is that on the mother's side, the Devereaux?
No, it's not. It's on the hillside. And it means
Huguenot. Is it Huguenot? Huguenot, is it?
Yeah, possibly because it means from Évreux, which is south of Paris, not far from Paris. But I don't know why. I mean, we've got no French in us, I don't think. But anyway, who knows?
It's possible. I'm David Slough, Croft.
Hey.
True or false? Damon has played guitar on a platinum-selling record.
It's tempting to say true, isn't it? Because we all know his connections and his abilities with the guitar. We've seen it. So I'm going to say true. It's got to be.
It has to be. It is true. It is true. What was the platinum-selling record, Damon?
It was Euphoria, I think, was the album, but the track was Demolition Man, and it was by Def Leppard. And I was kind of dared by Joe Elliott to come and because we lived in Ireland at the time, and he lived locally. He said, "Well, you say you play guitar. Why don't you come and play on our album? We're just recording something." So I turned up with the guitar. They put us on, and actually, you listen to the very tail end of it. You can hear me riffing, and then the bloody album went. Excuse me swearing. The album went platinum, and so I'm on a platinum. I've got a platinum disc somewhere, but they still haven't got it to me.
There you go.
Love that album, Damon. I never knew that.
Yeah. Honestly, wasn't it New Year's Eve where you got drunk with him at a party?
No, I know it was. I don't think I got drunk. I had a drink, but there was. It's difficult in Ireland not to have a few drinks.
Can we all sing "Pour Some Sugar on Me"?
Yeah, that was Hysteria. But if Damon played guitar in Hysteria, Damon was once a guest on Vic and Bob's Shooting Stars.
Yeah.
During the episode, did he lay in a tank of mushrooms using only a tube to breathe? Did he have to stand on a surfboard whilst Vic and Bob threw water all over him? Or did he sing the baked potato song with George Dawes?
They usually it's a kind of subversion of reality. So I think they like to get something which borrows from the actual lifestyle. And we know Damon is a surfer. So I'm going to say it was the surfing and getting some water chucked on him.
Which Damon would be a lot more dignified.
Burlesque of real life.
Would be a lot more dignified than the real answer, Damon. Take it away.
No, I think you were close. They like to do something surreal, and this is about as surreal as it comes. They put me in a box and then buried me with mushrooms, and so I could breathe. They gave me a special mask with a pipe as I lay on my back, and then they just continued to bury me with large mushrooms. What are they, portobello mushrooms or something?
Yeah. And Rachel, what was really cruel is that they then ended the show and just left the set, leaving him lying in a tank full of mushrooms.
Oh, Damon!
Oh yeah, you know what? I have to say, I went to university with Matt Lucas. He was doing that show while we were both at university at Bristol at the time.
Wow!
That was how big a deal he was. How talented he was, so young.
And look at him now. You've gone on to become a super scoop journalist, and he's just singing songs about potatoes, eh?
Yeah, well, there you go. Where did it all go wrong?
Where did it all go wrong for Matt Lucas? That's what we're asking today. Very good. Thank you very much, Craig.
Didn't score many points, but there you go. Yeah.
It leaves us now to ask Rachel, how well do you know Craig Slater? And seriously, there's some good answers.
Why would you want to?
Why would you want to? But you might. Craig was born on what day? February the 29th, April Fool's Day, or Christmas Day? Let's see if Rachel's ever sent Craig a birthday card here for a start. They've worked together for 10 years.
February, do you say February 29th?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say February 29th.
Oh, you'd think so, but no, it's not.
That would be good, because that would mean I'd only be about 10. That's what, in terms of birthdays. But it's April Fool's Day.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yes, yeah.
Kept that quiet.
Yeah. Well, you need to.
Who once aimed a kick at Craig's head during an interview in his hotel room? Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, or Tyson Fury? He interviews the top fighters, but which one took a kick at his head?
Oh, it's 50-50 between.
It's not. You've got a choice
Tyson
of three.
and Lewis. I'm going to say Tyson.
You say Mike Tyson.
Yes, you're spot on. It was. He was illustrating a point at the time, where he literally grazed my nose like this. But he later cuddled me and said I was pretty at the end of it, which was actually more worrying than the kick.
I was going to say, this isn't part of the quiz, but what is more frightening, Mike Tyson trying to kick you or saying that you're pretty and cuddling you?
Yeah, it is. Well, anyway, he was a lovely guy at that point in his life.
You have to say that, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
25 years ago, Rachel, Craig met the woman of his dreams, his wife Artie. But where did these soulmates first lay eyes on each other? Was it Manchester's Hacienda nightclub? Was it the Greenfields at Glastonbury? Or was it underneath the clock at Waterloo Station?
Oh my God, that's really hard.
Yeah, it's a true love, you see. It's a true love question.
Were you in Manchester? Yeah.
Where would Craig be when he first met his wife 25 years ago?
I'm going to say Hacienda in Manchester.
You're spot on. It was a Christmas party at university my friend was at, and we were downstairs at the Hacienda, dancing next to the Human League, Phil Oakey and the two girls, and our eyes met, and that was it.
Wow.
Still together today.
He's never since had to ask her, "Don't you want me, baby?" Right. Craig has conducted many hard-hitting and insightful interviews over the years. During his time, I think we should call him Sky Sports Mr. Scoop. But who was he interviewing when he asked his guest to reflect on the sad passing of Alan Prost? Was it Bernie Ecclestone? Was it Alan Prost himself? Or Sir Jackie Stewart? David shaking.
I'm going to say Alan Prost.
Why couldn't I have had these questions? It was Alan Prost himself.
Yes. Oh, Craig, that's something I do.
It was a few years ago, and I won't say whose sad passing we were referring to, but Alan Prost's reaction was priceless. I mean, charming guy, Gaelic charm, sense of humour. He looked up and he said, "Oh, but I am still here, am I not?"
You always want to be first with the news, Craig, don't you?
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Just jump the gun a little bit there.
By about 50 years, but well done, Craig. What connection does Craig have with Jenson Button? Did they both have a test in a racing car for Sir Frank Williams? Do they both have three sisters? Or have they both lived in Monaco at some stage in their lives? Look at the thought going into this race.
You see steam coming out. I'm going to say three sisters.
Very good. You're absolutely right. Three older sisters as well. So we're the little boy and the three older sisters. I've got one other thing in common with Jenson Button, apart from charisma, good looks and all that. My first car like his was a Vauxhall Cavalier. Which I actually think bonds us just a little bit. As your first car is like your first love, isn't it?
I'm amazed you didn't get a test for Sir Frank Williams with those credentials as well. Unbelievable. So at the end of 3 of our 4 rounds, the scores: Damon, a respectable 6. Craig, a very useful 11. Rachel in the lead with 13 points.
Deservedly so, yeah.
Good. Which brings us on to the specialist subject round as chosen by me. Damon, because you are in 3rd place at the moment, you get to choose which specialist subject you want first. So you can have food for thought, They're Not King Edwards, or She's Swift. Which one of those specialist subjects would you like? Food for thought.
The last one? Skeet, what?
She's Swift, They're Not King Edwards, or Food for Thought.
She's Swift.
You really want She's Swift?
Taylor Swift.
So this is 5 questions on Taylor Swift.
Oh, for God's sake. Right, go on.
What was the title, Damon, of Taylor Swift's debut album? I'll give you a clue. This is a round about Taylor Swift.
No, I couldn't tell you.
Come on.
Do you want to just move on to the others?
No.
Damon,
come on.
It's a round about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
What was the name of Taylor
Call Taylor Swift.
Honestly, Damon, I never thought you'd get that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You see, give me a clue. I'm all right. But
Have you got something to do on the day of the final or something? You're trying to get eliminated.
Which famous rap star interrupted Taylor's winner's speech at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards? Honestly, it was a very famous moment in the history of pop music, and Rachel is now thinking, why didn't I get a chance? I'm not offering it out.
It's wasn't it? Oh God, I can't.
Begins with a K, and his surname might be the opposite of East.
West. Kanye West.
Very good, Damon. I don't know how you're getting these. This is superb.
Well, you're telling me the answer, but anyway.
Yeah, true. In which song? I'm trying to make it close and exciting. You know, we haven't got a budget. We've got a bit of Jeopardy. We want people.
Yeah, but keep it coming. Keep it coming. It's good.
In which song does Taylor sing the lyrics? Cause the player's gonna play.
Is it? I'm having a guess. It could be play. Oh God, they're doing kind of mimes at me. They're trying to help me out here.
Yeah.
No idea. No idea.
Rachel could tell us with her eyes closed.
Shake it off.
Shake it off is the right answer. And
well done, Taylor Swift.
Multiple choice, Damon. You can get this. Sure. And it's a 50-50 chance, okay? Yeah. Third time you've had a 50-50 chance. Make this one count. Taylor lived on what kind of farm as a youngster? Was it a pig farm or a Christmas tree farm?
Well, I'm thinking Christmas tree, so it's got to be a pig farm.
You are so consistent on a 50-50 choice.
I knew it.
It is a Christmas tree farm. If we keep going all day with these, you eventually will get a 50-50 right.
Well, I could defy all the odds there.
Taylor Swift named her fifth album 1989 because it was the year she got her first car, or it was the year she was born.
Oh God! Year she got her first car.
Damon, we're laughing with you, not at you. I promise.
Oh, no, it's okay. Honestly, I don't expect to get any of these questions right. I mean, so
you didn't, to be fair. Well, you did get a couple right.
I just didn't expect to get everyone wrong.
It was the year she was born, Damon. Right, Craig, you are still behind Rachel because you haven't had a question yet. So you get food for thought, or they're not King Edwards.
Crofty, you and I are about the same vintage. This reminds me, remember 3-2-1 with Ted Rogers? The sort of cryptic question. You need one of those. Yeah, it's 3-2-1.
I always got it the wrong way around. Had to stop.
I'm going to go, is it potatoes and King Edwards? I'll go for that.
Okay, so they're not King Edwards. No, they're commentators.
Yes. Excellent.
Oh.
I know that gag. It's a good gag. I like it, yes.
Thank you very much indeed. Right. And I should have said, by the way, 2 points for a correct answer on this one, because it's the last round. I thought, we'd spice things up a little bit. Which commentator was the son of a Northumberland miner, went to university at St John's College, Cambridge, and first worked in TV as a local news producer?
People I know Tony Gubba went to Cambridge. I've got a feeling Barry Davis did. I'm going to go Barry Davis. Probably not right.
No, it's not. Rachel, I'm not going to offer it for a point, but you know the answer, I think.
Is it Motson?
No.
Is it Coleman?
No.
Oh.
Sid Waddell.
I was thinking football. Of course he did, yes. Jossie's Giants. What was I thinking of?
His first name is Graham. He once worked in advertising, made his first broadcast in 1948, used to commentate alongside his father, and was given a BAFTA Special Award to TV for his contributions in 2002. Damon's like, why couldn't I have gone with this round?
2002.
He got a BAFTA.
Graham.
His first name is Graham. He once worked in advertising, made his first broadcast in 1948, used to commentate alongside his father, was given a BAFTA Special Award for his contribution to TV in 2008.
Oh, is he a horse racing commentator? I'm going to have to pass. It's not, I'll pass. Don't know.
Damon, what would you say?
I know the name.
Murray Walker?
It is Monaco.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Why didn't I just guess that?
Former Test captain, born in Penrith, the first player to reach 200 wickets and 2,000 runs in Test cricket.
Turned commentator.
Yeah. Legendary commentator.
It's not Greg, is it? Tony Gregg. It's not Benode. It's not Richie. Although he would. Richie Benode?
Richie Benno is the correct answer.
Yeah, of course he was.
Now we're flying. He's the assistant manager at Woking Football Club, made his TV commentary debut at the Dell when Southampton played Sheffield Wednesday, and commentated at his first World Cup back in 1978. He's also covered baseball, netball and cricket. Who is he? Rachel, desperate to answer this.
Woking. It's not Martin Tyler.
It is Martin
It is?
Tyler.
Oh dear. I don't want to. I'm going to end up winning this if I'm not careful.
You certainly are. I can't take the agony, you see. So
Yeah.
Martin Tyler. And finally, former Olympic silver and world championship gold medalist. His mother was born in Germany. He once considered representing Germany in international competition. And he set world records in 3 distances in the summer of 1985. Who is he?
85. That's not cool. Cram? Steve Cram. It's got to be.
Cram is the answer. Well done.
Oh, dear.
Excellent.
Jeez.
Which means Craig ends on 17 points by my reckoning. So, Rachel Brookes, you need to get
5
questions right for a tie, 3 questions right for the win. And you've got food for thought, so I hope you're hungry.
No.
Roquefort, feta, and manchego are all cheeses made from the milk of which animal?
Goat.
Sheep.
Sheep. What is a bratwurst?
The sausage.
It's a horrible child. No, it is. Actually, it is a sausage, but native to what country?
Germany.
It is, yes.
Good.
Do I get an extra point for that?
Yes.
That wasn't the question.
What type of pastry are profiteroles made from?
Choux pastry.
It is
Yes,
choux
good.
pastry. Moves you level with Craig Slater.
Ooh.
Tripe is made from what?
What a question to win it on, Rachel.
It sums up the whole three quarters of an hour.
It's really horrible. I know that. And it's something to do with pigs. Or is it cows?
You tell me. What's that? The devil?
It's cow something.
It's the lining of a cow's stomach.
Oh.
So I can't give you that one, which means you've got one more chance to win this thing. You're gonna love this question. Magerocophobia is the fear of what? Garlic, fish, peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth, or mushrooms? Magerocophobia.
I'm going to have to say peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth.
No.
Well, that's a really good answer, but sadly,
Oh, no.
electrophobia is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Craig, did you know the answer?
No. I was hoping Rachel would win.
It's the fear of mushrooms.
It is. Maybe that's what I was thinking, magic mushrooms.
Which means the final scores, 10 points to Damon, 17 points to Craig, 17 points for Rachel.
Tie break.
Tie break, ladies and gentlemen. So, here is your tie break question, and it's on Formula One. How many British drivers have won the Monaco Grand Prix? Shout your name out when you know the answer. How many British drivers have won the Monaco Grand Prix? No multiple choice on this one because it is a tiebreaker. We'll keep going until we find the correct answer. How many British drivers have won the Monaco Grand Prix?
I'm going to let Rachel go first on this.
No, you both shout. Okay.
I don't. Like, I mean,
I'm trying to count.
Hey, Damon, quite frankly, your dad could have won it in the time that we've taken to answer this question.
I think I know the answer, but
Yeah.
I'm not involved.
There were Too many 50-50s, and you're not involved in this one.
Okay.
Robbed.
Button. I'm going to say 5.
Not right. Rachel.
I was going to say 4.
It's got to be more.
Right. In which case?
6.
6.
It is.
I think it's 6.
It is.
Give it to Rachel. Yeah.
No. You were the closest.
Can
I
I?
know. Another question. Another one.
Moss, Hill, Stewart, Coulthard, Button, and Hamilton. As you were the closest, I'm going to give this one to Craig Slater, ladies and gentlemen.
Well done.
Oh.
Who, round about 25 minutes ago, messaged me to say, make sure I don't win. And even not wanting to win, has actually put himself into the final.
Oh dear.
This is incredible. Damon, Rachel, thank you so much for taking part in our cavalcade of quizziness. Craig, you are through to the grand final. How do you feel about this?
Shocked. Yeah, well, it's good entertainment. I enjoyed it. It's a good quiz. I think it's got a future. The second series.
Gutted was the word I think you wanted to say. Damon, you are a man of many talents, but 50-50 answers are not one of those talents, I think.
Is there another competition for the best losers or the lowest scores or something?
In the words of Barry, every loser wins on this show, Damon. Don't you worry about it.
The wooden spoon competition.
So close, Rachel. But yeah.
Craig was always going to take this heat, I have to say.
So much disappointment. Rachel, Damon, and our winner for this episode, Craig, thank you very much for taking part. This has been the Cavalcade of Quizziness. Grand final is coming your way. Stay tuned and stay safe. Take care.